Namaste. This is a short tutorial on sitting postures for meditation. So the first one is Sukhasana. This is probably the most accessible if you're a beginner or have some maybe restriction in the hips. So I'm crossing here at the shins, okay? And it's not this, crossing at the ankles, but crossing more at the shins. Now, one way that you could support this a little bit more is to take a blanket, and I'm going to make a little long, skinny bolster here. Okay. So I've got the Sukhasana shape, okay, crossing at the shins, so I'm making like a little box, if you will. So the feet are, kind of approximating under the knees, and if I were to look down, I might see a triangle, formed with the legs. Now I'm taking the blanket roll and I'm just supporting it here right in front of the shins, okay, and underneath of the thighs, all right? And so it just offers a really nice support. Okay, so this is Sukhasana. Okay. So there's one pose. The next one is Siddhasana. So two different ways to do this. One is to line up the heels in front of each other. So I'm taking one heel here, lining it up right in front of the pubic bone, and then the other heel on top, and then just sliding it down so that the heels line up. And then I can feel, as much as you can, feel the shin bones, on the ground. Right, this is one version of Siddhasana. The second one, this is the one I actually do, is I take the left foot, but you could do this the right or the left foot. For my hip structure, this works out the best. So I'm taking the foot and I'm sliding it in, okay? It's making like a little nest with the upper and the lower leg, okay, of the other leg. Okay, so this is the other version of Siddhasana. Okay. The third variation is Virasana. This is where you fold the legs in half. Okay, so I'm going to kind of position the bolster here, getting it underneath of both sitting bones. I'm just looking back to make sure that the feet are going straight back behind me, so that heels aren't turning in or out, okay, but just going straight back. All right? And this is Virasana. So the other thing you might notice here is I do have a meditation cushion. I have some support. You could use some pillows or a folded blanket, but you definitely want to take some support when meditating so that you can get more uprightness. If, for example, when I take the Siddhasana, or I'll take Sukhasana. If I'm taking Sukhasana, but the knees are really high, okay, like this, it's going to be difficult to get an upright spine, all right? So you do want to do the best you can to allow the knees to drop, and that just works better with some height, underneath of your pelvis. Okay. So the more the knees can drop, the more the psoas, the hip flexor, can release and the spine can get some verticality. Now, if none of those poses work for you, then you can, of course, by all means, use a chair. So you can, if you need support, you can, sit in the back of the chair, with your back to the back behind you, both feet underneath of you, okay? Or you could, if you wanted to, start to build some strength in your spine, you could even, sit more on the front part of the chair, okay? Hands resting on the thighs. And then I'm noticing here, as with all of the seated poses, that I'm trying to find this vertical line so that the ears are over the shoulders and the shoulders over the pelvis. And for most people, that means bringing the head back in space. Okay? Most people, it's very common to have a forward head posture. Okay? So bringing the head back, finding the alignment of the ears and the shoulders and the pelvis. Namaste.